at the Changchunjie Primary School of Wuhan City. And this is the first day of the new semester, and the students have been enjoying their long vacation, and this is the first day of their return to the school. And so it's not just the students who are very excited, the parents are also very excited, and all the parents, they can't wait to send their children back to school. Here you can see that we have a lot of parents who are working as volunteers outside the school, and in the morning there are a lot of traffic stopping here and dropping their children to the campus. So that is why we have a lot of parents volunteering to help maintain the order. So here, in addition to those volunteers, we also have one very special parent who's giving the very first class to all the students, and she is already inside the campus, and now let's get inside. So this is the routes that you have to follow to get in. According to the regulations of epidemic control, we will have to follow certain protocols. You will need to wear your mask, have your temperature taken. So to get into campus, we have to put on the mask. You need to scan the QR code for health. So I need to leave my name here. Because we are having a closed management, so that is why we ask all the visitors to leave their signature. All right, all the information has been left on the paper, and so we have a official from the school, Mr. Guojia, and he will take us on a tour to this campus. So today is September the 1st, and this is the first day of the new semester, and between 7:30 and 8:40, the students come here and enter their classrooms. And one of the key activities this morning is that we have a very first class for this new semester, and this first class is about patriotism, and we have invited Mr. Zhang Dingyu, who is a nationally recognized doctor, and Mr. Zhang is going to give us a first class about patriotism. So we are very much looking forward to that, and we will be going into that classroom and hear what Mr. Zhang has to say about in his first class. So this is the epidemic control route. Yes, this is a disinfected route that leads to the classroom, and here inside the campus we have a single route. We have a one-way direction, and the students have to follow this route, and when they leave the campus they will have to follow another route. So they will have to maintain that they stay at designated areas so that we do not crowd with one another. And we cannot be over complacent despite the achievements that we have reached in epidemic control. And we have made a lot of efforts in guaranteeing the quality of education and also the effectiveness of epidemic control. And we have our people on position, on duty in every aspect, so that they have a clear understanding of the knowledge in epidemic control, and we try to maintain the health and safety of each and every
孩子剧
pupil
团是
here.
长春街小学一个特有的品牌，从80年代开始，我们就坚持以孩子剧团为主线，
So
开
at
展系列
the
的德育活动。在
children's
去年武
theater
汉
on
市
the
举
fifth
行的
floor,
第
we
7
have
届
the
军人运
first
动会上
class.
面，
So
有
this has
120名
been
孩子剧团
a
的小团员们
practice
登上
in
了开
our
闭幕
school
式，
since the
这也是
1980s.
数量最多的
And
小学
last
生团
year,
体。
during the 7th World Military
会进到这个电梯内
Olympics,
部，然后可能
a
信
lot
号
of
会
the
受一定的
pupils
影响。
from our school went to the opening
开
ceremony,
学第一
and
课
this
当
is
中，同样也有我们30名的孩子剧团
a
的小团
school that
员
has
为
contributed
大家带来
the
一首
most
合唱的曲目。
children
我现在不
performers
说
to
就敬
the
请期待吧。
World Military Games. And in the ceremony today, we have 30 students who are going to present a choir.
这边其实可以看一看我们的这个校园内部，我们都用了孩子们在6月份的时候制作的这种同心抗疫的这个绘画作品展的一些艺术作品，做了一些
So
这
you
种
can
关于
actually
防疫
see
宣传
that
的这
we
样的
have
小
a
海
lot
报，
of
到处都有。对对对，
postcards
这是我们连同瑞安集团一方进行的一个防疫
artistic
的这样的一个艺
works
术展。
made by the students, and these are about epidemic control, and those are handmade by our students, and we're working together with also a third party, and this is
5楼的这个学生剧
both
场是吧？
knowledge and art.
可以听到里面已经是有这样的一个活动的现场。
So we are now at the children's theater on the 5th floor,
我们的活动即将开始。
and you could overhear the sound from inside. So the activity is going to start.
现在呢也是，这个活动的现场，可以看到，大屏幕上已经有这样一个主题啊，心怀家国，做更好的自己。今天是很多学生的开学的第一天，学生们的心情也是
So
非常
on the
激动。
backdrop, you can read
毕竟在经过这么
have your
漫
nation
长的
at
假
your
期
heart and be a better self. And so this is the first day of the new semester. All the
超过半
students are
年
very
的
excited.
时间，
They have been looking forward to this day for a very long time after a very long vacation, and they have been
看得出来学生们
off
很期
the
待。
campus for more than half a year. And you can tell the students are very much looking forward to this moment.
看来张定宇医生应该很快就要来了。我们可以趁着这个小小的间隙，可以采访一下，在这边的小学生。
So Mr. Zhang will be here in a moment.
你是读几年级啊？
我读4年级。
So maybe we can take this opportunity to ask a couple of questions. So which grade are you in? I'm in grade 4.
开心。
So you have been staying at your home? Yes. So how do you feel today? I feel very happy.
很快乐。
What else?
可以写作业了。
可以写作业了。看来你是一
Do you
个
have
非常
any
热爱学习的小
expectations?
朋友。可以写作业了，非常开心。
I feel very happy and glad,
祝你学习成
and
功，
I
祝你
can
越来越好，好吧？
do a lot of homeworks.
你知道今天张
Wow,
定宇
I
也有
can
过来
tell
吗？
that you are a very good student. Thank you very much. I wish the very best of your study. Do you know that Mr. Zhang Dingyu is going to be with us today? Yes, yes, he's here. Now let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Zhang Dingyu. Welcome to this first class of the new semester.
.下面是这会儿是学生在给张定宇医生献上系上一个红领巾，是表达学生们的这样一种敬意吧。
送给张爷爷。
Now one of the students is tying a piece of red ribbon to Dr. Zhang.
尊敬的各位嘉宾、各位领导、亲爱的老师们、同学们，大家上午好。
Distinguished guests, dear leaders, dear teachers, Dear students, good morning.
欢迎同学们回到我们阔别已久的校园。
The campus in September is filled with vitality and vibrance, and welcome to all of you on your return to the campus. In 2020, we witnessed an unprecedented pandemic. This has brought unprecedented challenges to our pace of study, and this is also a great lesson of patriotism. And so this is the first day of your return to the campus, and this is also the beginning of the new semester. And on this very special day, we are gathered here on this opening ceremony of the new semester, and today we're going to have one very first lesson of this semester. And let me introduce to you the distinguished guests who are with us here today. They include Mr. Zhang Dingyu, who is the deputy head of the Hubei CDC. And Mr. Yang Hong, headmaster of Changchunjie Primary School. Secretary Yu from Changchunjie Primary School. Now I would like to announce the official opening of the 2020 to 2021 autumn semester, and the first agenda of today's ceremony is to raise our national flags. May I ask all of you to stand up? Now please be seated. Dear students, I think you are all familiar with the name of Zhang Dingyu, and during the epidemic, he stayed at the Jing'intan hospital, and he made enormous contribution to Wuhan's fight against the epidemic, and he has been renowned as a national hero, and he was also a winner of the medical award of the 11th national competition. And today we have the great honor to have with us Dr. Zhang Dingyu.
现在也是张定宇医生上台为学生们准备做开学的第一课。
同学们，大家上午好，非常激动啊！
So Mr. Zhang is now taking the floor, ready to give a lecture to all the students. Dear students, good morning. It's very exciting that I'm back to the campus again to share with you my experience in the epidemic control, in a fight against the epidemic, and it's a great pleasure that I'm wearing this red ribbon, and I have not been wearing this since graduation from primary school, and so I want to call on all of you to value this moment of being able to put on a red ribbon, and so it's a great pleasure coming to Changchunjie Primary School for this ceremony and during the fight against the epidemic.
工作人员也非常贴心啊，因为当地医生的这个 腿部呢是有一些这样的
All
伤
the
情，所以
efforts
说的话
were
想
led
准备
by
一个座椅，
General
然后让
Secretary
医
Xi
生可能
Jinping.
更方便
So
的
now you can see
进
that
行这样一个
one of
演
our
讲。
working staff offered a chair to Mr. Zhang, but Mr. Zhang politely refused.
抗疫斗争的这个胜利。
So united under the leadership of Secretary Xi Jinping, we
只不过呢，金银潭医院
are working as one people, and that's how we won the battle against the epidemic. And Jingyitan Hospital is just one of the many hospitals
金银潭医院呢是一个
dedicated to this very important fight. But
我相信呢，
we, as the Jingyitan Hospital, we were among one of the first hospital to launch the fight, and we are a designated hospital for infectious diseases. And I'm sure that a lot of you have not heard of this hospital, and we have maybe some very young students
手术过的同学
who have
有一些重
been there
可能会到这家医院去。
because there are some infectious diseases that are very popular among the kids.
绝大部分武汉市的市民也都
Hand, foot, mouth disease,
他看什么病呢？一个
as you might have heard of it, and if you have this disease, you may have visited our hospital. And most of the citizens in Wuhan
是一个特别常见的疾病呢。
are not aware of this hospital. We are mainly dealing with tuberculosis,
在
hepatitis, and also HIV and AIDS. And those are not the regular disease that you come across.
在这，但是呢，别人不关
So
注你的时候，
those are not the top 10 killers
就跟一个人
to people's health. So that is why those diseases, they are not very well
要做什么？
known among the public. So what do we do as a hospital?
踏踏实实
So it's just like a person. And when you do not enjoy a lot of reputation, you have to focus just on yourself. You have to be
这方面的一些准备。
down to earth
所以呢，我在
and
这里
stand ready for all the potential
在疫情
issues. And since coming here in 2010, we have been preparing to do just that.
首先把这些人
I can tell you
在关键
what
时
we
候
did
冲上
before the epidemic, and we were preparing for the worst.
一个
Even before the epidemic, we were cultivating our own capacities, so just so that at the most crucial moment, we were able to rush to the front line. And this is what we have to do as a hospital before the epidemic. And during the epidemic, we have many engaged in 4 undertakings. So a lot of you may say that we did a lot, but actually we have mainly engaged in 4 endeavors. The first is the identification of the virus. The second is the treatment of patients. Third, clinical research.
做4个
And fourth,
的工作的前提呢，是我们
clinical pathology.
这个医院的一个打造，我们全院的干部职工
So doing all this
安静静、脚踏实地的学习、培养这些能力，所以在关键时候
actually is relying on all the efforts that we made before the epidemic, and it's inseparable to all the staff who have been dedicated to study and to research, and that's how we were able to defy the odds at the very first moments. And on December 29th, 2019, we received the first batch of patients which were transferred to our hospital. And
但是没有这个疫情之前，可能很多同学都没见过
so at the very first moments, we were able to
是怎么一回事儿。
quickly initiate a grade 3 protection. And before the epidemic, none of you have seen the protective suits, the PPEs that the doctors wear.
我们的医生、我们的护士、我们的工勤人员，包括我们的
But for our hospital, this is just standard practice. And when we were transferring the patients, our doctors, our nurses, our transportation workers, our drivers, and movers, all of them, they were wearing protective suits. And none of them were infected despite the close contact they have with the patients.
现在我们大家都知道要做咽拭。
So after the transferring of the patients, we have to treat those patients. So we had no knowledge about the virus at the very beginning, but right now everybody knows how to protect yourself against this virus, and now people are doing throat swabs. We also did throat swabs for the 7 patients transferred to our hospital. All of them were tested negative. So we will have to figure out what is the cause of the disease, what is the pathology. So we have to do a alveolar wash, and what is that? So you have to drink something into your throat, and then we are able to conduct a alveolar wash, and so because sometimes the virus is actually contained deep in your lung, and we will have to take that out. So you will have to take in some water, so just so that we could conduct the alveolar wash, and then we give the samples to doctors and scientists. So we did this on the 30th. I was talking about this alveolar wash, and on the 31st of December, we were able to identify the virus. So that is our contribution to the fight against the epidemic. So that's the very first thing that we do, is to identify the virus.
就是说，我们是考虑，他这个学校还是考虑了学生的自己的这样一个感受，来尽量的保证学生有一个比较好这个学习的状态。
We're still wearing the mask.
保证学生这样一个安全，所以说有这样一个规定。
I'm wearing a mask just to be polite to all the students, and I'm also taking into consideration the safety of the students. So that is why, except for all the students, everybody is wearing a mask, and there are something else that we have to take a look in this campus. And now let's do this. And so Mr. Zhang is continuing with his presentation.
非常的好的，然后就是它刚才我们进来的这个途中呢，还有很多的这个也有一些应急的
So you can tell that this is a school with very good facility.
安全，包括一些这个应急的这个隔离室啊、观察室啊，还有这个
inside the campus, there were a lot of measures and steps that you will have to take to guarantee the safety of the campus. And we also have emergency rooms in the campus. And there is also an emergency protocol of the campus, just so you know what to follow when there is sudden issues. So this is the first day of the new semester, but for this very first day, we've made a lot of efforts. Those efforts are made by those faculty members and by the headmasters of this school. All right, this is the end of today's program from Changchunjie Primary School. Thank you very much for watching.